Ever pondered about the deep connection between sound and spirituality? It's a question that doesn't often cross our minds, yet the bond is profound and timeless, weaving through the fabric of human existence. From the dawn of civilization to the bustling digital age, sound has served as a pivotal element in religious practices across cultures and epochs. Think about it. The resonating echo of a church bell, the rhythmic rumble of a tribal drum, the serene hum of a Buddhist chant, they all hold a common thread. They are sonic pathways guiding us towards a spiritual realm, a realm beyond the tangible, the everyday. These aren't just sounds. They are the voices of faith, the whispers of the soul, the symphony of the divine. Each culture, each tradition has its unique sonic signature. The sacred hymns echo across the vaulted ceilings of a cathedral, filling hearts with awe and reverence. The hauntingly beautiful call to prayer from a minaret stirs the spirit, reminding us of our shared connection to the divine. The rhythmic beat of drums in indigenous cultures resonates with the heartbeat of Mother Earth, grounding us, connecting us to our roots. Sound and spirituality isn't confined only to the human voice or musical instruments. The rustling leaves in a sacred grove, the gurgling of a river considered holy, the chirping of birds in a sacred forest, they all contribute to the spiritual soundscape. This connection between sound and spirituality isn't a mere coincidence. It's a carefully cultivated relationship, honed over centuries, deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. Sound isn't just a sensory experience, it's a spiritual tool, a medium to communicate with the divine, a bridge between the earthly and the ethereal. So, why does sound hold such a significant place in our spiritual ethos? How has its role evolved over time? What are the different forms of sound in various religious practices? These are the questions we'll explore in this journey. Join us as we embark on a journey to explore the evolution of sound in spiritual practices. To understand this sonic journey, we must travel back in time to the very genesis of sound in spirituality. Imagine the dawn of human consciousness, when primal societies first recognized their connection to the cosmos. They sought ways to communicate with the unseen forces they believed governed their existence. Sound became their divine language, their bridge to the heavens. From the rhythmic beating of drums to the hypnotic hum of a chant, these early humans discovered the power of sound to invoke presence, to summon the divine. In these nascent societies, sound was not just a means of communication, but also a tool for healing. They believed in the curative properties of resonances, using them to soothe the ailing, to banish evil spirits, to restore balance. The rhythmic pulsations of drums, the resonant reverberations of gongs, the harmonious melodies of flutes, all were used to create an environment conducive to healing, fostering a sense of peace and tranquility. But it wasn't just about individual healing or divine communion. Sound also played a pivotal role in creating and fostering a sense of community. The collective participation in sound-making activities, whether it was communal singing, group drumming, or collective chanting, fostered a sense of unity, a shared spiritual experience. It was through these communal sound practices that societies expressed their collective joys, their shared sorrows, their common hopes, and their communal prayers. The primal power of sound in spirituality was recognized by these early societies, who intuitively understood its capacity to transcend the mundane, to connect with the divine, to heal, and to foster community. Their understanding was not based on complex theories or scientific evidence, but on lived experiences, on the profound effects they felt when they engaged with sound in their spiritual practices. From these humble beginnings, sound began its evolutionary journey in the spiritual realm. Its role, its importance, its significance in spirituality has only grown and evolved over time, branching out into myriad forms and practices, becoming an integral part of spiritual traditions and practices around the world. As civilizations grew, so did the complexity of sound in their spiritual practices. Let's journey back in time to ancient Egypt, the Nile Delta, pyramids towering in the distance, and a civilization rooted deeply in spirituality. The Egyptians used sound extensively in their religious ceremonies, often incorporating music and hymns into their worship. Instruments such as the sistrum, a type of rattle, and the lyre, a stringed instrument, were commonplace. These sounds weren't just aesthetic. They were believed to appease the gods and facilitate communication with the divine. Moving on to ancient Greece, the cradle of Western civilization. Here, sound played a vital role in connecting the human and divine planes. The Greeks used hymns and music to venerate their pantheon of gods. Think of the iconic Greek theater, where choral performances were not just entertainment, but also a form of worship. The use of the aulos, a wind instrument, and the kithara, a type of lyre, added depth to these performances, creating a sonic landscape that transcended the earthly realm. Now let's traverse to ancient India. Here, sound wasn't just part of spiritual practice, it was considered divine in itself. The concept of Nada Brahma, or sound is God, was fundamental to their spirituality. Chanting of sacred texts or mantras was believed to purify the mind and soul. The drone of the tanpura, the rhythm of the mridangam, and the melody of the sitar were more than just music. They were pathways to the divine. So as we see, the role of sound in spiritual practices was not merely incidental in these civilizations. It was a deliberate, integral part of their religious ceremonies, a means to connect with the divine and a tool to express their spiritual beliefs. This complexity of sound in spiritual practices was a reflection of their advanced civilizations and deep spiritual understanding. These ancient practices laid the foundation for more structured forms of sonic spirituality. The echoes of these ancient sounds continue to resonate in our spiritual practices today, reminding us of our rich spiritual heritage. With the advent of organized religions, sound began to play a more defined role. As societies grew more complex and diverse, so did their spiritual practices, and the use of sound became a central part of religious rituals and ceremonies. In Christianity, for instance, hymns have long been a fundamental part of worship. These musical expressions of faith, often accompanied by organ music, convey messages of praise, penitence, or thanksgiving, and serve to bring worshipers closer to their faith and to each other. The power of a congregation raising their voices in unison is a testament to the unifying force of sound in religion. Turning to the East, in Islam, the call to prayer, or adhan, is an integral part of the faith. Echoing 5 times a day from mosques around the world, this melodic invocation is not only a call to physical prayer, but also a spiritual reminder of the oneness of God. The recitation of the Quran, too, is a rhythmic and melodious exercise, believed to bring spiritual merit and tranquility. Buddhism and Hinduism, on the other hand, use chants and mantras extensively. In Buddhism, chanting is a means to prepare the mind for meditation, a way of calming the mind and focusing on spiritual matters. Hinduism employs sound in a similar manner, with mantras serving as a sonic representation of the divine. These religions also incorporate instruments in their practices. The resonant tolling of a church bell, the rhythmic beat of a drum in a Buddhist temple, or the soothing strains of a sitar in a Hindu prayer meeting, all serve to enhance the spiritual atmosphere and facilitate a sense of connection to the divine. These examples show how organized religions have harnessed the power of sound in unique yet similar ways. Whether it's through hymns, chants, calls to prayer, or sacred instruments, sound has been a conduit for spiritual connection, a means of expressing faith and devotion, and an avenue for communal unity. Sound, thus, became a powerful tool for creating a sense of unity and a gateway to divine communication. In the contemporary era, the role of sound in spirituality continues to evolve. As we journey through the 21st century, we find that sound still holds a significant place in our spiritual practices, albeit in ways that may differ from the past. One of the most fascinating aspects of this evolution is the emergence of New Age spirituality and neo-paganism, both of which incorporate sound in unique and innovative ways. New Age spirituality, for instance, often employs sound as a form of healing. You might have come across sound baths, where gongs, singing bowls, and other sonic instruments are used to create an immersive experience. These practices, often tied to meditation, are believed to promote relaxation, healing, and a deep sense of peace. In the realm of neo-paganism, sound is used to connect with nature and the divine. It could be as simple as listening to the rustling of leaves, or as intricate as chanting ancient hymns under the moonlight. These sounds, both created and received, are seen as a bridge to the spiritual world. And then we have the rising popularity of mindfulness practices where sound plays a crucial role. Whether it's focusing on one's breath, listening to a guided meditation, or tuning into the subtle sounds of nature during a mindful walk, sound is used as an anchor to the present moment, fostering a sense of calm and awareness. In all these practices, sound is more than just a sensory experience. It becomes a tool for spiritual exploration and growth. It helps us connect with something larger than ourselves, be it the universe, the divine, or our inner selves. This evolution of sound in spirituality reflects our ever-changing relationship with the spiritual realm. As our understanding of the world and ourselves deepens, so does our use of sound in our spiritual journey. It's a beautiful testament to the adaptability of human spirituality. As we move forward, the sonic aspect of spirituality continues to morph, adapting to our changing needs and understanding. Our exploration of the sonic journey in spirituality unveils some fascinating insights. We've traversed through time, from the dawn of human civilization to our present day, examining the integral role sound has played in spiritual practices. It's an extraordinary journey that reveals how sound has always been a pathway to the divine and a means of connecting with our own inner selves. In the ancient civilizations, we discovered that sound was a fundamental aspect of their spiritual practices. From the resonating echoes in the caves of prehistoric shamans to the rhythmic drumming and chants of indigenous tribes, sound was used as a tool to transcend the physical plane and enter into a spiritual realm. As we moved into the era of organized religions, we saw how the role of sound evolved. It became more structured and organized, reflecting the theological beliefs and rituals of these religions. The melodic hymns in Christianity, the resonant adhan in Islam, the sacred chants in Hinduism, and the meditative hum of Buddhist mantras. All these sounds served as a means to connect with the divine, to inspire faith, and to enhance spiritual experiences. In the realm of contemporary spirituality, sound has taken on new dimensions. It's not just about religious rituals anymore. Today, sound is used in various forms of spiritual practices like yoga, meditation, and sound therapy. The use of sound bowls, tuning forks, and binaural beats, for instance, are believed to promote healing and create a state of deep relaxation and inner peace. So, what are the key takeaways from this sonic journey? 1. Sound is a powerful tool for spiritual exploration. 2. Its role has evolved over time, reflecting the changing beliefs and practices of different eras. 3. In every age and culture, sound has been a vital part of connecting with the divine and exploring our inner selves. As we've seen, sound isn't just a part of spiritual practices, it's a vital thread that weaves through the fabric of our spiritual journey. What does the future hold for the role of sound in spirituality? It's an intriguing question indeed. As we venture into the unknown, the role of sound in our spiritual practices is likely to become more profound and multifaceted. Let's imagine the possibilities. We are in an era where technology is redefining every aspect of our lives. It's not a far-fetched idea that the spiritual realm will be influenced too. The use of technology in creating immersive sonic experiences opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Imagine, for instance, a virtual reality meditation session where the background noise of a bustling city is replaced by the soothing sounds of a tropical rainforest or the gentle lapping of waves on a beach. The potential for a truly immersive spiritual experience is tremendous. Moreover, the science of sound is advancing rapidly, and we're constantly learning more about how different frequencies and vibrations can affect our minds and bodies. It's plausible that we might see a rise in the use of specific sound frequencies in spiritual practices, tailored to individual needs and preferences. In addition, the democratization of spiritual practices is a trend that we can't ignore. More and more people are creating their own spiritual paths, integrating elements from various traditions. This opens up the opportunity for a greater diversity of sounds to be incorporated into spiritual practices. The traditional chants of Buddhism, the rhythmic drumming of shamanic rituals, the harmonious hymns of Christianity. These might all find their place alongside each other in the spiritual practices of the future. But amidst all these changes, let's not forget the essence of sound in spirituality. It's not about the technology, the science, or the diversity. It's about the connection to our inner selves, to each other, and to the universe. As our spiritual landscape continues to evolve, one thing remains certain. The symphony of spirituality will continue to play its soul-stirring tune.